It's midnight, and as I've relayed throughout these uploads, there's incessant disturbances of the peace and violations of whistleblower protection laws occurring. More dangerously than that, there's violations of royal patronage of individuals that have been of stolen property from my personal properties. So this issue is quite serious with the individuals in my proximity that shouldn't be in my proximity. And the issue of the guards not addressing an unlawful action when two plain dress guards presented themselves at a very late hour of night based on very false reports, very serious inaccuracies that were relayed to the Garda Ombudsman in 2017 and 2018 and 2019. So it's 2021. And I'm experiencing repeat offences, and I'm very curious about why the guards have not addressed the issue of my child experiencing abuse in state care under an unlawful care action. So I'm just wondering about the Ombudsman for Children also that I'm awaiting since 2017, and I'd be really appreciative if the Mental Health Commission would address the irresponsible professionals and practitioners that are under its remit and that are out of remit with regard to my personal experience as royal patronage is being violated, whistleblower protection laws, regents law, etc., etc. I have to reiterate it every day. There are some people very short-minded about the very dangerous damages that the original unlawful action caused to my precious child. So the precious light from my child was damaged throughout this 3-year experience, and that precious light is of my heritage, my ancestry. That's what I mean, my bloodline. So there are people being really cheeky, moving a bit carelessly without addressing their failings, shortcomings, their debts, and their damages and harms and reparations that I'm owed. And they're moving on a little bit carelessly with regard to very dangerous matters concerning sacred light that they have no claim to and that are of my child and I, and that are also regarding matters of treason. So these are repetitive points, very dangerous issues in a modern day society for a law-abiding citizen to be experiencing, especially when there's been so many abuses of faith. So people have been breaking the codes and disrespecting the faiths and have been disrespecting my family and farm holdings. And I'm very seriously concerned about women's opinions with regard to what my experiences have been, and safeguarding very guilty culprits paying their way out of their problems and not paying their debts is very dangerous. So the original offence of separating a child unlawfully from a mother is quite serious. That needs to be addressed. And the individuals of property theft from my royal patronage of individuals that are trespassing on Ardfert and Kilflin farm holdings are not within remit. So there's very dangerous disturbances of the peace and repeat offenders on behalf of very guilty culprits not addressing their shortcomings and their failings. Is a very dangerous issue I'm raising for the United Nations with regard to treason of my bloodline and my hereditary and ancestors, especially with regard to the very dangerous abuse that my child experienced as a consequence of being separated from my care in an unlawful action, and due to many and numerous and countless administrative and legal discrepancies in a small locality where I was born in 1981. So that is Tralee County Kerry, and in Tralee County Kerry there are a few new additions to society that have been quite maliciously disruptive and of distortions and of a very unstable mentality of controversy and conspiracy that this community is not used to. So this community is being disrupted due to conspiratorial fantasies of very silly individuals that aren't doing their jobs properly. So I'm really going to raise this issue with the United Nations again tonight, due to the incompetence and the foolishness I'm confronted with, and the very dangerous issue of faith being disrespected, and the very dangerous issue of my royal bloodline being disrespected. So I hope the United Nations is aware of the protocol, or not of the procedures that aren't being practiced in Tralee County, Kerry, Ireland, and how the democracy is offending my bloodline and my child. So as a humanitarian of humanitarian protection, there are other individuals that are in this situation that aren't respecting the laws that be. So it's midnight, it's a very tiring experience. Survivors of any similar experience that I'm experiencing due to incompetence of perverts perverting my privacy and being of breaches of confidentiality and slander that are unwelcome additions to this community, I might add, due to their offences. Any woman as a new mother with any of my experiences would be able to relate and identify to the very dangerous liabilities in society that need to be addressed by the authorities before any more casualties of young women are affected due to bad politics.